Our final bright spot comes from Nagaland, a state of many tribes, languages, and hard to reach geographies, where education must travel across hills, cultures, and communities. Representing NagaED, please welcome Sanyu, joined by Mr. Kelhikha Kenye, Deputy Mission Director, Samagra Shiksha, Nagaland. Together, they will share how indigenous knowledge, digital tools, and state leadership are expanding access and quality learning for tribal communities across the state. Big round of applause, please.
Sir, how wonderful it is here to be in Bangalore.
Thank you. We are really having good time.
I just read the other day that Nagaland Literacy and Numeracy Festival just finished 3.0, and there were 22,000 micro improvement programs. Is that right?
Yes.
So I was very curious. In 2.0 last year, there were only 13,000 micro improvement programs. So what happened with this huge jump? But before we go into that, I was also curious, how did this all begin?
Kevi, right. I have to take all of us back to 2022. 2022 was the year this micro improvement journey started for us. And I believe all of us, our memory is fresh about 2022, post-COVID. We were all of us were busy preparing, to ensure, learning recovery, for our children, in schools. So then 2022 also, the government of India launched the Nipun Bharat mission. And we thought, how do we really achieve universal foundational literacy and numeracy? So we thought, we come up with a plan, a micro improvement program, to let our teachers do small things at the school level by identifying problem and also find ways to solve. And that's how we met Shiksha. And from there, our micro improvement journey started, Kevi.
As I recall, one of the first initiatives was a reading festival.
Right.
Why a reading festival?
Nagaland, earlier my honorable advisor had shared a little bit about Nagaland. So all of you have some pretty fair idea about Nagaland. Nagaland is also known as the land of festivals. So we thought, how do we create receptivity? How do we create a joyful learning environment in the schools? How do we create interest? So as for us, we thought, why don't we turn our learning activities into a festival? Why only eat and dance? Why not convert our learning in schools as a festival? So from there, the reading festival came.
I think the word festival really resonates in Nagaland, and I can see why it worked. So you had the reading festival, you had literacy and numeracy 1.0, and then you went to 2.0. So as a department, what were the decisions you were making moving from 1.0 to 2.0?
Right. Now, Nagaland Literacy and Numeracy Fest Micro Improvement Initiative. The program design was made for teachers to have flexibility, to identify the problem, and also to find, solution at school level. And now in the first year, what we have seen, of course, I must admit that there was some reluctance. Teachers felt that another activity, they felt that a huge load is being thrown, on their shoulder again. But eventually, our teachers, they accepted it. And what we have noticed, they took over the ownership of this program and they took the program forward. And the first year, in terms of the figure, it may not be so large, as compared to the mainland, but for us, a population of few lakhs students and about 1,700, 1,800 schools involved in this program. we had 8,000, about 500 projects submitted by the school leaders. So that was the point where we felt this is the path for us to choose and move forward. And from there, we never turn back.
So it sounds like ownership of the teachers, some flexibility in their work was integral to the success of the program. Now, around that time, if I recall, before we had 3.0, we had a mega parent-teacher meet. Is that correct?
Right, right.
And in this meet, I remember it was in the newspaper, it was in the TV. Our chief minister called out for the community to participate. Even our honorable advisor was there, calling out for the community to participate. And we had about 80% school participation in this mega PTM in one day. 56,000 students and 11,000 teachers.
Absolutely, yes. The first year of the Nagaland Literacy and Numeracy Fest, we have seen teachers, coming forward to take up the ownership. But then we realized that, is this enough? Is there a need for us to take the learning beyond school? So we came up with the design to involve parents, to involve community leaders, so that the learning activities is not confined only in the school, but it is taken beyond the school. So the thought of strengthening the partnership with the community in this very journey was conceptualized. And from there, a mega PTM was organized. Basically, what we wanted to do, we wanted to invite parents to come to school and see what teachers are doing for the school. So we organized TLM melas, how teaching learning materials are used, how they are connected to achieving the learning outcomes. And also, another very exciting segment of this program was the display of skills that the little children acquired in the school, like basket weaving, making, weaving, so on and so forth. And those skills were displayed by the children to parents. So it's about strengthening the bond between the parents and school, parents and community leaders. And so that's how the second phase of our NLF 2.0 was more towards engaging, deepening the community so that, we take the program forward.
So can I assume that the involvement of the community, the mega PTMs, the community members and the parents getting involved boosted up the involvement of micro improvement projects over 3.0?
Absolutely, absolutely. So in 3.0, what we have seen the overwhelming response, from the teachers earlier who were reluctant about the program. Now they have embraced the program, micro improvement program, or Nagaland Literacy and Numeracy phase. Then the community have come forward, to take forward, the program. So third NLF 3.0, we have seen, very encouraging, trend in terms of scaling up. Earlier from teachers, taking the ownership, to community, now community, taking up the mantle to take the program forward. So I think talking about scale, I think for us in our context, in our story, we have seen, from a very reluctant this point back in 2022 to 2023-24, where the community, the teachers have taken up this shared responsibility to take the program forward.
So as we close off the conversation, we have a lot of people from civil society organizations, government, and other players here. What would be your few messages to them about how do we make these programs successful from your own learnings?
Right. Nagaland, a small state, and where things like micro improvement programs or projects, this is in terms of scale, has not happened. In an organized way, has never happened. So in 2022, when we put this together in collaboration with Shiksha, what we have seen, gradually, the communities came together towards a shared this goal to collaborate together, and we have, since then, we continue to see this program, moving forward. So this is the story of Nagaland. If we come together for a shared goal, for a shared responsibility, I think we can turn these little micro miracles into something magical someday. So our journey continues. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And I'm absolutely looking forward to next year for 4.0.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone.